Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an exciting time for us to be here together today. And I want to find out at this point, before I keep going, whether everyone can hear me clearly. Do I see a yes in the chat box from among our participants who are signed up? Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, President Lloyd. Thank you, Past President Barbie, for opening our first digital summit on the theme of, if you've been looking at the posters, everyone, it's respond, reset, and restart HR in the new normal. And I'd like to find out how everyone is feeling in this session right now. Let's connect. Technology is a wonderful way for us to connect with each other. We don't need to be disconnected simply because we're not in the same venue. So I'm going to ask Jeffrey from the PMAP office. Jeff Palma is heading our IT team, and he's going to bring up on Mentimeter a question that I'd like everyone to answer. To do this, I'd like to ask everyone to go to www.menti.com and use the code 478615. The question is, what word describes how you feel as we face the new normal? We're people managers, and we want to be connected with everyone. We want to know how we feel collectively as well as individually. So this is our opportunity to see how we are right now. Tell us what word describes how you feel as we face the new normal. I see one word coming up. We have anxious. For those who are not able to access yet, please use the code 478615. We have uncertain, overwhelmed, tired, fearful, confused. Okay, keep them coming. And I'm so glad we're all being very honest, very open here. Oh, somebody said excited. Uncertain, that's right. Hopeful, we see a mix of positive and negative emotions coming up. It seems like overwhelmed is at the center, together with uncertain, confused, anxious. All right, do we have more? Stress. Yeah, I believe we're all feeling stress right now. Okay, right, we keep it moving. Right, okay, we have our world cloud being formed, and at the center seems to be the word anxious. But I see the word hopeful as well. I see uncertain, I see stressed, fearful, but I also see challenge, excited. So there's obviously a mix of emotions going on among all of us right now. We have 1,328 people registered for this summit. Right now we have 395 signed up already on Zoom, and we have more on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So is this it? Is this how we feel? At the center of all our emotions, I see anxious. Thank you for your honesty in sharing. As I go into my talk, we will understand more about how dealing honestly with our feelings will help us respond, reset, and restart HR in the new normal, coming from strength and optimism. As leaders, it is so important that we are in touch with our feelings, how we think, as well as how we are connecting with other people. Okay, we're gonna wrap up the word cloud now. At the middle, hold it right there, freeze it, Jeff. We see anxious, together with challenged, hopeful, and uncertain. 4 words, anxious, but underscoring it is hopeful, adjusting, challenged, tired, confused, scared, and uncertain. But to my left, I also see excited. This is how we are, and this is where we are right now as people managers. Let me share my slides with you so that I may bring a message to you that I believe would help us cope better with the situation that's facing us. I'm going to talk around the 3 themes of leadership, strategy, and change. As we think of how we face the new normal as HR leaders, These are three focus areas wherein if we are able to succeed in how we manage ourselves as leaders, how we lead others, how we help the businesses that we work with, our organizations to refine strategy, to cope and move forward with change as we reset HR. This will help us to operate effectively in the new normal. Good afternoon. I see Mr. Sobel joining us on screen. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the PMUP Digital Summit. It's our honor to have you with us today. I'm Lin Mukhi. I'm Vice President for PMUP 2020. At the same time, I'm Vice President for HR of FINMA, Philippine Investment Management Inc. So as I talk about my three themes in the next 10 minutes, let's talk about leadership first. Change can either challenge or threaten us. We're all facing major change in our environment, not only in the business scenario, but also in our personal lives. Change can either threaten or challenge us. It's your beliefs as a leader that will pave your way to success or block you. How we execute our plans, our behaviors, and the language by which we communicate with our people. These all come from the way we look at things, and as we respond to the new normal with a response that puts people first, it helps if we calibrate our own selves. How do we see ourselves right now as leaders? That's why I started with the word cloud, and I'm very grateful for how honest you have been in sharing that primarily our group seems to be experiencing anxiety, but underscoring that is optimism, feeling stress, but also the positive response of taking this as a challenge. The leader's way of being leads to the quality of results achieved. When we think about responding, we start from our mindset, how you think. How do we see this challenge that is upon us? Nobody expected this COVID crisis. We were caught unprepared. How then do you think should we respond? From that, let us be aware of our emotions so that we reset how we feel. Human beings that we are, let us be aware of the emotions battling within us. To put people first calls for compassionate leadership. To be a compassionate leader requires empathy. And to be able to exercise empathy requires a heightened awareness of how you are. Coming from that space, we will be able to say, okay, I'm aware of how I am responding to this situation, my inner struggles. I acknowledge this with honesty and humility as a leader. This need not block me anyway, because I can move forward with a reset start and make a conscious choice with respect to the actions that I'm going to take. Through self-examination, we are able to become more proactive and act from our values. The key to the ability to change is having that changeless sense of who you are, what you are about, and what you value. In FINMA, where I lead HR, we committed that above everything else, we will stand by our values of integrity, competence, professionalism, and social responsibility. From these values emanate our decisions. When the COVID crisis came upon us last March 13, we made an executive decision and we communicated it very clearly to our people. We will put people first. This decision came from our values of integrity, of keeping people whole, as well as social responsibility, making sure that we take care of the most vulnerable. HR took the lead in putting together protocols that by which we can operate on a business as usual mode, working from home, engaging our people, and conducting our business at the highest level of competence and professionalism. In our PMUP community, my call is for us to be more agile, to speak up courageously, to challenge our limits, and sustain our compelling call for leadership that puts people first in the business community. By this, we will actualize our aspiration to elevate PMUP in the new normal. Coming from that space, we will now redefine our strategies so that we might face the new challenges with competence, professionalism, and an awareness that we may not know what's coming up ahead, but we will remain strategic in our response, not allowing the situation to pull us here and there, but always looking at both the future as well as the present. There are two imperatives that we face right now. It's an imperative to the lives that we want to safeguard, and we face the imperative as well to safeguard our businesses. These two go together. Coming from an awareness of this, a risk-based response will allow us to safeguard our people and our businesses, to anticipate the threats, mitigate the challenges, and seek, two words I want to emphasize here, recover and discover new areas of growth and success. As we innovate, we will find that we are able to create jobs for those who might lose their jobs. We're looking at livelihoods. As organizations, we streamline the business. We will look at changing the organization structure. If we are very strategic, we exercise acuity in our decisions and responses, we can safeguard livelihoods and continue our quest for exploring new areas of growth and success. To do this requires proactive response strategies, and I offer here 3 strategic approaches which I believe can apply whether you're a multinational company, a local conglomerate, a small business, or even as an individual consultant, which comprises the PMAP membership that we have here with us today. 1, we can offer the same products, but look at different channels for distribution. As an example, we have seen how training companies and coaching are now delivered online. In PMAP, we have shifted very quickly to move the training seminars that we conduct in our building to webinars, and we have seen our reach go way up high, much higher than how we used to have the numbers attending our programs. Number 2, same infrastructure, different products. Mobilize the workforce that you have right now towards more relevant products. You know what comes to my mind here are those small businesses, the people who put together scented oils, spa, candles, soap. You know, this is a small business which need not fade out. Using that same infrastructure, same workforce who have the skills to mix chemicals, do packaging, they can be mobilized to now produce more relevant products such as sanitizers or alcohol-based healthcare products. There are ways by which we can be very innovative if we think in strategic terms, keeping in mind that our objective is to safeguard lives, safeguard the business. Third would be same products, but a different infrastructure. We acknowledge that as we move forward and we find our strategies in the businesses that we serve, there will probably be changes in the organization structure, as well as in our systems and processes as we seek to digitize. Technology is the way to go. We must digitize so that we make our processes more efficient to the work from home setup. A change in our strategies will mean adapting to the process changes, and we have said that agility is needed. And yet we find that we still have resistance to change no matter how urgent the situation is. And we wonder why. So let's talk about change. Slowness to change, I believe, is usually an indicative of fear of failure, fear of the new. Human nature wants to be successful. We need to maintain self-esteem. If we do not have confidence in our capability to innovate as we go along, that leads to slowness to change, rooted in the fear of failure in the new. But I tell you, friends, you know what? It's not the situation that poses the most danger to us. There is comfort knowing that not everything will need to change. That I firmly believe. If we exercise critical analysis, we will identify what to sustain and what to change. There will be disagreement, probably fiery arguments as we discern and try to find the best methods towards managing the change. There will be people who represent really the main dangers in this life. The people who want to change everything just for the sake of it, or to change nothing. My call is for resolute collaboration. We need everyone's minds. We need to be together as we reset the way we do things. Our call in PMAP is in that collective framework of response. It's people first. As we reset, let us be resolute in our desire to collaborate so that we may harness everyone's minds, everyone's knowledge in our community. We need to be one with our fellow HR leaders and our business heads. We need to be one as a nation. We need to be one in our humanity. From this reset, we will prove to ourselves that we are resilient. And this is my personal hashtag. Together we can restart, we can lead, we can be strategic, we can move forward and find both success as well as joys in this journey. Thank you everyone for being here, for your commitment to support PMAP, for your commitment to move forward with strength as people managers. Let us together move forward because together we can restart, and we do that by being able to respond with a people first commitment, collaborating with each other so that we will prove that we can succeed in the new normal. Thank you very much.